Hello. This is Jason E. And welcome to the Trading Ascension YouTube channel, which is a spinoff the Trading and Ascension podcast. While discussing topics related to the personal and spiritual growth journey of day trading, this channel provides thought-provoking concepts and direct source energy to help us evolve as humans and as traders. And this is all while I'm logging my journey. In today's video, I wanna encourage you, and I want to encourage you by talking about how, in just one specific way, how we can tell that we're improving even if the results aren't changing. And this is true for life, but in trading, there's a certain amount of growth that you have before something changes as far as your outcome or the PNL. So if we're able to recognize that we're getting better, it's encouraging, it's going to help us persevere and stay on the path, on the journey towards our goals. So like we hate to drive through, let's get it in. Now, I want to knock this out, and I don't want to, delay on getting to the point. The best way to tell that you are improving is when you react differently to a similar situation. When you have a different output to a familiar stimulus and something that happened in the past, and you're acting differently this time around, that is a sign that you have grown, that you've jumped dimensions, that you're a different person. So if we are able to see this, it's encouraging, right? Because this happens a lot before the results, especially in trading, and it's true for life too, are going to change. So 3 things I want to highlight in order to help us out with this topic that I'm bringing up today. Number 1 is, in order to make different decisions from the same stimulus, you need to be able to breathe. And in trading, this could be taking a trading loss. It could be not following your rules, something that makes you react in a way that's unempowering. I know that I had a lot of negative self-talk when I first started trading. And so I'd lose a trade, start beating myself up, start telling this familiar story, start blaming in my head, and all these things start happening. Now, the first tool to overcome that is breathing. Shallow thinking is shallow breathing. When we get into a fight or flight response, when emotions are high during trading, if you notice, you're breathing very lightly, right? But we need to be able to breathe deeply, right, into our belly in order to bring awareness. Again, shallow breathing is shallow thinking. So if you're able to exhale fully, inhale fully, it brings presence. And that's something I suggest that you practice and focus on, consciously breathing deeply into your diaphragm as you're trading, right? That should be a routine. And I know I've said that before on this channel. The second thing that you want to do around this subject is you want to pre-plan. You want to make sure that you're not falling in the same hole. You want to improve systematically. And now when you have a plan, you say, you know what, when this occurs, this is what I'm going to do. It's setting you up for success a lot more than if you're like, oh, I'll just see what happens when that happens. Because there's a great chance that unconsciously the same thing's going to happen. So if you have a pre-plan, the only thing that you'll have to worry about then is making sure that you remember the plan and you're implementing it at the time. And there's sticky notes and there's reminders, and there's tons of tools we can use to make sure that we implement that preset game plan. But when you have a plan to act differently based on your wisdom from the old failure, it's going to set you up for success. Now, the last thing I want to mention on that, now remember, we've talked about breathing and pre-planning, and the last thing I want to talk about is, how do we ensure that we can carry this out? How do we ensure that this is lasting change? We do that by celebrating this victory, because it is a victory. It may not seem like a victory, but if you are punching through walls on Monday, or let's just say at the start of the month, and at the end of the month, at the same trading loss, you're just a little less upset, right? A little less emotionally distraught, a little less just all over the place. You want to lock in that small victory with a celebration. And you do this by simply just rewarding yourself. It doesn't have to be a big reward, small reward, but the main thing is that you're consciously saying, you know what, I'm rewarding myself because when I lost that trade, I didn't punch through a wall. I was just a little upset. Way to go, me, right? So you're consciously adding energy, and you want to be excited about it. You're consciously adding energy to the positive behavior. That's going to help release dopamine, and that's going to help lock in more of a positive behavior versus the unempowering behavior that you took in the past. So 3 things there. Breathing deep, right, is going to help us make better decisions. Pre-planning and making sure that we're growing systematically and we're not falling into the same hurdles because we have a plan to deal with the next time it occurs. And then once we make that small step forward, when we get that stimulus and we react differently to whatever situation or circumstance or person the world throws at us, when we react differently, we want to celebrate that victory. We want to lock in that new energy. As you do this over and over again, you'll start to notice that you're morphing into a new version of yourself. You're becoming the future self. You're becoming a more profitable trader. You're becoming a better person, a more patient person, whatever you focus this on. So 3 steps there, or 3 tips. Hope this was helpful. These are always super fun to create. If you like this information, if you enjoyed it, please like, please subscribe, comment. I'd love to hear from you. Also, share this with a trader you care about, another human you care about. You can check out more talks like this on the channel. Also, check out the Trading and Ascension Podcast, which you can find on every major platform. And remember to be the hero of your story.